Going to take our fabric marker or a fabric pencil, whichever you have, and draw a nice straight line. Our first row of stitching is going to be the running stitch. And when we start the running stitch, we start it with a beginning tack. And we'll use this as the back side of our fabric. This will be our good side of the fabric, even though we can see the marker through a little bit. To start, we take the needle very close to the end of the fabric, very close to this end, and we just go up. It's important we do a beginning tack, because if we don't, then our work will come undone. And I always tell my students to count over about 3 little tiny threads in the demo cloth. So it's going to look, if you're sewing with black thread, it will look just like a little dash on the top. Then we turn our fabric over to the back, and I like to separate the 2 threads just above the knot, and I put my needle right through that opening. And then I pull it tight. Your knot won't come out, and this is how we start buttons and also our hand stitching. Then I'll come up on the good side, the right side. I try and come up one of the same holes that I went down, and then we will go across, pulling our needle down, and we're covering up that beginning tack. And then we can look on the back, and just at the same distance we'll put our needle up, we'll pull it up, and then put the needle down again. And then we continue along in the straight line until we reach the other end, and making note when you sew that your thread, the amount of thread you have in a stitch, should equal the amount of thread you don't have. So the negative and positives should be the same. And when you continue along, then the front and the back will look the same. The stitching will be even. Now we are nearing the end of our demo fabric, and I'm going to put a needle down. And on the back of our fabric, where the purple line is, I'm going to do end tack. And it's very important that all your work is intact. In order to do that on fabric, we just go backwards a little bit, and we just pick up a little piece of the demo cloth. Again, going under about 2 to 3 threads of the demo cloth, and we go up, and then we go through our loop, just like we did when we did buttons, and we pull it tight, and then we can go right through the demo cloth again, pretty much in the same holes if you can, and then we'll put our needle through the loop, and we'll pull it tight. And the last time you can go right underneath the little loop that you made before, or you can go underneath the threads as you did in the 2 previous little tacks. And we'll go through the loop one more time and pull it tight. And then we'll cut our thread, stow our needle so we don't lose it. And then you open up the 2 pieces of thread, and you do an overhand tie, just like you would if you were beginning to tie your shoes. There's 1 and 2. And then, as always, we will trim our threads close to our work, and we can go back and trim the beginning thread close to our work. As you can see, the stitching on the front and the back looks the same for this type of running stitch. This is also called the basting stitch.